Hey everyone, it's Wade Franson with another sneak peek of Created in the Image of God. I am here in the studio with Edwina Cowell, who is the founder of Spiritual Playdate. I've known Edwina for a number of years. We met over the phone. We met at the Baha'i Temple in Wilmette. We met at the Parliament of World Religions in Toronto, and we've worked together on and off. But I'm only now having her on the show. Don't ask me why. I am so excited to have you in the studio, Edwina. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well, the show we're preparing is about authentic leadership and its foundation, which, as we've talked about, has to start young. And in this sneak peek, you're going to talk about how this is rooted in empathy, humility, and selflessness. Tell us a little bit about what the viewers can expect on March 11th when I have you on the show.
So I'm excited to be talking about reaching our children at a younger age and starting to give them social, emotional, and spiritual life skills. And these are things across the board, things like respect, things like compassion, empathy, and forgiveness and gratitude. If we also give them some religious literacy because we want them to have a realistic worldview. So all of these topics that can be done with kids are things that oftentimes parents don't start until they're 11, 12 years old. And that's really too late. We need to be working with kids at a younger age and give them a strong foundation so that when they get to middle school, when they're bullied, they have some understanding of their connection with other human beings, the understanding of the golden rule, which is essentially respect at its core. How do we respect someone that's being unkind to us? So we have a lot of different resources and approaches and different fun. We try to make it relevant for today's parents and teachers and kids. And so, but we're going to be talking a lot about respect, specifically the Respect Challenge, which is a fun kind of a viral video challenge that we're putting out there for folks, and just different ways to approach all of this, but especially with kids that are a little bit younger.
Well, and we're also talking about the family reunion that we're going to be working together on this fall, where we hope to bring together families of different faiths and have activities for children, young, emerging teenagers, and those who are working with these groups all together in a location in Texas. And as we've talked about all of this, there's this challenge we have in today's society. We would really have to go back 100 years now in the Western world to a time when, everyone grew up going to some kind of church, right? Fast forward, everyone wants to have diversity. Everyone wants to be able to expose their children to a variety of religious beliefs so that their children can choose and find the true value of spiritual learning, right? Not just what your denomination happens to teach, right? And even those that try to do this find that it's difficult to emerge from the silos of traditional, Sunday school or whatever you might learn at synagogue. So your materials reach across that and provide this diverse approach to teach this respect, not just for those who believe like you, but for those who might believe a little differently. Tell us a little bit about that.
So one of our core principles that we stand for is making sure that we promote critical thinking skills. And because in the past, the approach that we have always used has been in silos. We've all been in these bubbles and steeped in a particular faith ideology. Many times when we come out of those, we are not really aware that there are all these different belief systems in the world. I, as a parent, and our team, we try very much to look at the, to use the approach of trying to develop truth students. There are truth that you're going to find in many places. And when you start to explain the world to kids and young adults and us, frankly, you find that when you give them context, when you give them some literacy around some of these subjects, they will find truth in many places, and they will find something for themselves. And that's really what we want, because that's when it really rings true. When you're steeped in something without any context and you haven't been taught to think critically, there comes a time in your life when you start to question all that. And many people throw that right out the window and walk away. We see so many people walking away from all organized faith. And frankly, many times we say we're throwing out the baby with the bathwater. We want kids to seek truth, and adults, young adults, all of us. So that's part of our approach. All of our sessions, all of our work is done in the Socratic methods. It's all posed in series of questions, because Ionesco told us it is the question that enlightens, not the answer. You give an answer and it does not turn on their brain. They walk around with an answer. You give them a question and you start letting all of the people that are participating answer, and suddenly their brains lit up with all these ideas. So that's very much our approach.
Thank you. I just love that. And I'm even more excited than ever before. This sneak peek is supposed to get our audience excited, but it's getting me excited about having you on the show. And for those who are going to tune in on March 11th, you see those multicolored balloons up there. What you've just heard from Edwina Cowell is that those balloons are not just filled with hot air. There is a lot of rigor and a foundation underneath Spiritual Playdate. So you don't want to miss episode 141, airing on March 11th, 8 p.m. Central Time on Created in the Image of God. See you there.